And Cities for Fish, we dive into efforts taking place right now to make man-made lakes more fish-friendly here in the desert.
Cronkite News starts now.
A new regulation by the Trump administration has the potential to drastically limit migrants applying for asylum. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Tanai Williamson.
And I'm Ellie Lumberg. Thank you for joining us. This regulation was announced today, taking effect tomorrow. Cronkite News reporter Marcella Beato is live in the control room to break down what this could mean for asylum seekers. Marcella?
This regulation could end asylum protection for many of those that are crossing over to the border, but many local lawmakers and organizations say that this regulation is unlawful. The new regulation stirring up controversy. Phoenix immigration attorney Jonathan Solorzano says this measure would not help in reducing the influx of migrants crossing from places such as Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and Mexico.
One of their proposed measures is to have people process their claims while in Mexico, because they say that we don't have the resources or the personnel to process all these claims. They could easily process these applications, but they're making it harder for people.
This revamped asylum process is the Trump administration's latest attempt to address what it calls a crisis at the southern border. Many of these migrants are families, but there's also unaccompanied children making the journey from Mexico and Central American countries. The new regulation is published in the Federal Register, highlighting that moving forward, a migrant seeking asylum would no longer be able to do it once they reach the U.S. Instead, the claim would have to be done in their country of origin. But there are exceptions. Asylum seekers who have applied before this rule goes into effect, in the case someone is the victim of human trafficking, or if someone entered through a country that is not a part of the major international treaties on refugees. In a statement, Department of Homeland Security Acting Secretary Kevin K. McAleenan says, in part, quote, "Until Congress can act, this interim rule will help reduce a major pull factor driving irregular migration to the United States and enable DHS and DOJ to more quickly and efficiently process cases originating from the southern border." End quote. The American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, already announcing they will sue. It's clear that this administration will stop at nothing in order to push its anti-immigrant agenda, but we will see them in court each time they try to ignore our laws and put lives at stake.
These kids are still going to be stuck there with that uncertainty of not knowing whether they're going to see their parents again, ever.
This past budget year, more than 160,000 asylum claims were filed, and Trump is using this regulation in order to decrease that number. However, they are aware that they may face some legal challenges. In the control room, Marcella Baedo, Cronkite News.
Right now, 62 current and 8 former Border Patrol agents are under internal investigation following revelations of a secret Facebook group that mocked lawmakers and migrants. The secret group was called I'm 1015. Investigators sent a letter to Facebook groups that mocked lawmakers and migrants. Once completed, they'll send their findings to Border Patrol, which will determine whether misconduct occurred and if punishments should be handed down.
Over the weekend, President Trump used language in a series of tweets addressed to Democratic congresswomen that some are calling racist. The president implied the congresswomen weren't born in America and sarcastically suggested they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. Today, Trump denied the tweets were racist. So we want to know what you think. Do you agree the tweets are racist? Why or why not? Tempe Traveler says yes, and sexist. He knows comments like these delight his racist and sexist fanboys, that the comments don't even make sense and sense is beside the point. But Art disagrees, saying there was nothing he said that referred to race, not one word. It's not too late to join the conversation. Just go to our Cronkite News Twitter feed and chime in.
ICE raids reportedly began yesterday. While Phoenix is currently not on the list of cities to get raided, the threats have caused many migrants to go into hiding, fearing deportation. Earlier today, President Trump called the raids successful.
People came into our country illegally. Many were felons. Many were convicted of crimes. Many were taken out on Sunday. You just didn't know about it.
According to President Trump, the operations yesterday took place in 9 cities, including Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. However, immigration rights activists say they've seen little to no activity yet. Despite protests, ICE agents are focusing efforts on deporting around 2,000 people. Last year, over 250,000 people were deported. The Trump administration calls these latest raids necessary for increasing the country's security.
One Tucson organization has just a few weeks to find a new place to shelter migrants who are seeking asylum. One place that's been proposed is a juvenile detention center. We headed down to Tucson to find out what the next steps are and where the organization could end up.
We're on borrowed time, but we've built a spirit and a community and an organization, a program that is a light, I think, for the community and I think the country, really.
That program is Casalitas, which has been operating for about 6 months now inside of Tucson's historic Benedictine monastery. It's been on loan from a private developer who allowed Catholic Community Services to use the property to host transitioning migrants after seeking asylum. But the time to look for a new location has come.
The Catholic Community Services, through the bishop, has made a request of Pima County to use vacant former juvenile facilities. What's being proposed is to turn over 3 units to Catholic Community Services to continue to operate their central shelter and processing facility.
Chuck Huckleberry is the Pima County administrator who says while optics may look bad, the Pima County Juvenile Detention Center is not to be confused with an adult jail.
There's night and day difference. This facility looks a lot like a college dormitory. It doesn't have locks on the doors. It will be operated really 24/7, 365 days a year. It will have amenities dealing with just TVs and lounges, and so it is the furthest thing from a jail.
As of now, local elected officials in Tucson say the Juvenile Detention Center is one of the best options to house migrants.
The alternative, if we don't have this facility, is street releases.
Kozachik believes a juvenile detention center is the last thing a person seeking asylum will care about.
Anybody who is pushing back against our use of that facility has to understand that that young mom, number one, doesn't know, and number two, doesn't care what that was used for 5 years ago. All she knows is that she's going to be welcomed and received there with open arms by this community.
As migrants continue to come through areas like Tucson, volunteers say they will continue to lend a hand.
I want that, to leave that message to whoever I encounter here, that there are people in the U.S. that really want and care about what happens to them, and that we're really welcoming them.
And while Casalitas is on borrowed time at the monastery, Diego Lopez says their work continues inside the proposed juvenile detention center and beyond.
We can see shelters open up in old warehouses. We've seen shelters open up in old courthouses. We've seen all these shelters being opened up in places, in an old church that's pre-World War II. Opening up in places that weren't meant to be taking care of people. And we have to take the opportunity of finding all of us and recognizing as a country that these shelters need to exist and need to have homes that are capable of helping these families.
The decision to approve the use of the Pima County Juvenile Detention Center will come to a vote on August 6th. If approved, Casalitas can start moving in that same day.
Right now, it's Amazon Prime Day, hailed as the Super Bowl of online shopping. So is Tuesday. It's running a full 2 days this year. Amazon says it will launch new deals as frequently as every 5 minutes, but some Amazon employees are using Prime Day to protest their pay, working conditions, and a range of other issues. Amazon, however, defends its pay and worker policies, saying the company offers industry-leading pay of $15 per hour, benefits, and a safe workplace for our employees. Here in the Valley, no protests are scheduled.
Several Arizona lakes are man-made and don't provide ideal habitats for fish.
Cronkite News reporter Amanda Sleeb brings us a story on a project to help fish thrive in the desert.
I'm out here at Bartlett Lake where Arizona Game and Fish is putting something different in the water for these fish.
You could call it Fish City.
David Wheatman is the Aquatic Habitat Program Manager with Arizona Game and Fish. He says these habitat enhancements will give fish some place to live.
One of my guys, we were working one day and he goes, I'm really glad we're helping out all these homeless fish.
Officials and volunteers gathered to build between 70 to 100 of these artificial fish habitats, which consist of PVC pipes and corrugated drain pipes. This is all an effort to help the ecosystem at Bartlett Lake thrive.
We're trying to replicate what's natural. As weird as that sounds with PVC and stuff, we try to replicate what would look natural in a natural built lake or river. And you look at trees and no two trees are the same.
From assembling these fish hideouts on land, we have loaded the boat to set sail. Intern for the Aquatic Habitat Program, Hunter Pauling, says these are beneficial for many reasons.
A lot of our reservoirs in Arizona are man-made. So at the bottom, there's really no habitat. It's just barren, and fish need habitat for recruitment, for the little guys, for bigger fish to ambush, and for predation and stuff like that. So it's just important that we have habitat in here for the anglers to fish on, and just for the overall health of the population of fish.
It's expected that these structures will last 15 to 20 years or longer, depending on the water levels and exposure to sunlight.
If they stay underwater, as with all things in the Arizona sun, if the water level drops down and these get exposed to the sunlight, the UV radiation will break down the PVC and it becomes brittle, and they'll start breaking apart if they're exposed to sunlight for too long.
Arizona Game and Fish has identified 25 locations around this lake to drop these playgrounds. They will sink to about 50 feet below the high water line. Over summer and fall, they hope to have put in about 500 of these. But this isn't the only lake to get this type of fish habitat.
It's a long-term project, at least 20 years, to do the 5 different reservoirs. And as natural conditions dictate, we'll respond to those natural conditions and how the fish populations respond to those conditions to identify which reservoirs are going to get habitat structures next.
They've already implemented this into Roosevelt Lake, and they say the feedback's been really good for both the fish habitat and for fishermen in the area. Reporting live from Bartlett Lake, Amanda Slee, Cronkite News.
Stay quiet, listen, run. Those were like the 3 things that would constantly go through my head.
A sex trafficking victim shares her story of survival and explains why she's part of the most vulnerable population out there.
Plus, Goodwill tracks down a Tucson family to return a donated Purple Heart. Those stories and more after the break.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night.
The song came from my mother's fear. You're going out on the road and these girls are coming up and to you, and he wrote, I walk the line. I'm gonna stay true to you.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Jeffrey Epstein, the high-profile financier who faces federal sex trafficking charges, donated $50,000 to the University of Arizona in 2017. That's according to the Arizona Republic.
The Republic and the Daily Beast website report that Epstein gave the money to the university through his foundation, Gratitude America, for a Science of Conscientious conference. The university's associate president of external communications tells the Republic the university did not know of Epstein's involvement in the foundation, and they do not plan to return the donation.
A 2018 survey by ASU Office of Sex Trafficking Intervention Research found nearly 35% of homeless youth surveyed in Arizona reported sex trafficking exploitation.
Thankfully, there's an LGBTQ homeless outreach program based in downtown Phoenix that offers help and resources for homeless youth. Take a look.
Stay quiet, listen, run. Those were like the 3 things that would constantly go through my head. I would make sure that my footsteps were rather quiet so I could hear anything that was going on around me. If I heard something or if someone tried to talk to me, I immediately ran.
A homeless youth really goes through a lot of discrimination and oppression, but to mix that with other intersectionalities, such as being LGBTQ or being a non-white person, that makes life a lot harder for them.
I felt almost like the world was on my shoulders, that I had to grow up sooner than later.
I think homeless youth are more prone to sex trafficking, mostly because of that vulnerability piece. I think that when we have been rejected in life and we're looking for something, anything, we're more prone to be open to what may feel like compassion.
These kids are very vulnerable, and they're all looking for the same thing, someone who cares about them.
It's a lot easier for them to be coerced into trafficking, a lot easier for them to be pushed in that direction because they don't have anything. And so if someone's offering them the world, someone's offering them food or a nice place to sleep, jewelry, whatever, they're going to be more apt to saying yes because they don't have anything and they don't have anyone that's there to support them. So if they're having someone who is offering support, a lot of times they take that as someone who's being compassionate when in all actuality they're being groomed for trafficking.
They will tell the youth, oh, you know, I care about you. Do you want some food? Buying them clothes, buying them all the new things that they want. And then it starts off slowly, hey, if you want this, can you do me this favor for this friend? And then it slowly develops into sex trafficking or an abusive relationship. It's hard to get out once you're in. And I know there's always that underlying fear that, you know, what if I go tell someone and then so-and-so finds out, you know, what if something happens to me? You know, there's always that underlying fear. I'd say there's a lot of education still needed. A lot of these kids, they go out, and when they're homeless, their first thought isn't, okay, well, I'm gonna go look this up. It's, what am I gonna do?
One in 10 says there are too many homeless youth and not enough resources to help them. The organization does what it can with discussion groups, networking events, and access to basic resources such as food and clothing. But the need is greater than one organization can handle.
A Purple Heart medal that ended up at a Goodwill in Arizona is now back with the family of a World War II sailor. The Purple Heart was awarded to U.S. Navy seaman Nick D'Amelio Jr. He served on the USS Little in 1942. He was lost at sea after Japanese warships attacked his ship. It was a Goodwill employee who found the Purple Heart. He had the honor of presenting the medal to the family on Friday. And check this out. This Purple Heart discovery is not unprecedented. It's the second one to turn up at that specific Goodwill store.
Hot, hot, hot. With several warnings in effect across the valley today and tomorrow, we'll show you where to go to get some relief from the heat. Plus, is there any chance of rain headed our way this work week? The answer when Cronkite News returns.
Stay in the know on the go. At Cronkite News, we work hard to report the facts and keep you updated, whether we're on set or on the scene.
Taking it from the studio to the field. So I'm here in South Phoenix.
In Phoenix, we're just a click away. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
For the second time in less than a week, an ozone pollution advisory is in effect for Metro Phoenix. These are live images from our downtown studios right now. Ozone forms when vehicle exhaust and chemical solvents combine with heat and sunlight.
On days like today, Arizona Department of Environmental Quality officials recommend people with respiratory problems limit their outdoor activities. And they encourage people to drive only when necessary, use carpools or public transportation, and avoid using gas-powered lawn equipment and drive-through lines.
The National Weather Service has also issued an excessive heat warning for much of the valley today and tomorrow. With temperatures expected to hover around 114 degrees both days, the Salvation Army has again announced it will activate heat relief stations throughout Metro Phoenix.
The 12 heat relief stations will provide indoor cooling and hydration for anyone who needs it. They'll be open from 11 to 5 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday. And mobile hydration units will also be dispatched to areas with high homeless populations.
The good thing is that most of the heat relief stations are now dog-friendly too. So you and your leashed pooch can go inside, to take some time to get shelter from the sun.
Emmy Keenan is joining us live with more on the rising temps. Emmy, any monsoon storms coming up to cool us down this week?
Thanks, guys. I'm sad to say I'm not seeing any rain for this upcoming week. Tanaya, you are so right. It is hot, hot, hot here in the valley. We have an excessive heat warning for today and tomorrow. We're currently sitting at 111 degrees here in Phoenix. We're seeing triple digits in the south. Tomorrow, our high temperatures are triple digits across the board. We are at 114 degrees. Now, if you cannot hold your hand to the pavement for 10 seconds, your pet cannot stand the hot pavement either. So let's bring them in. The only time you're going to have relief in the sun is inside next to an air conditioner. So the rest of this week, we're going to see 114 again tomorrow. Sunny skies, that's going to drop down through the week and bring in some clouds. We're going to see 105 degrees on Sunday, Monday as well, with upper 80s in our lows. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Emmy Keenan.
At 7,000 feet above sea level, Flagstaff overlooks sprawling forests and sits safely above the sweltering Arizona heat.
That combination is just one reason the high country has become a runner's paradise. We'll reveal more after the break.
Welcome to another edition of Cronkite Sports Now. I'm Taylor Rocha. Let's talk sports.
For the latest on local sports and beyond, we've got you covered.
Let's do this thing.
We challenge reporters to go beyond, a game story. We want stories with depth.
It's just a crucial step from the college experience into the professional experience while you're still in school.
At Cronkite Sports Now, watch the journalists of tomorrow cover sports today.
When it comes to distance running, Flagstaff is a paradise for training.
The high-altitude mountain town is a haven for semi-professional distance runners who head to Flagstaff for the opportunity to keep it running.
Reporter Kyla Wilcher caught up with a few runners hoping to turn pro.
That's right. Flagstaff is more than just a beautiful mountain town. It caters to distance runners with trails, training centers, and a network of elite athletes, all to help these runners reach new heights. Colin Schultz ran the 800-meter and mile races for Liberty University in Virginia. Last fall, he moved to Flagstaff to pursue his dreams of running professionally.
And a place like this where the running trails and the running community is so prevalent that it's hard to beat.
This mountain town has 56 miles of urban trails, but only one specialty running store, Run Flagstaff, where Schultz works to support his running pursuit. He says the store is a hub for elite runners, both as customers and employees.
Run Flagstaff is well known for having some pretty legitimate runners that have worked there.
Like Run Flagstaff manager Nick Hilton, who finished in the top 40 in last year's New York City Marathon and competed in the 2016 U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials. And Schultz's co-worker, Courtney Barnes, who's also training to compete at the next level after earning first-team All-American in track at University of Kansas.
The community at first was really isolating, and I think if you talk to anyone, they would agree. It takes a while to break into it, but once you are broken into it, I think Flagstaff the running community has big open arms, and everyone supports each other really well.
Flagstaff has hundreds of trails, and Colin and Courtney say you're always likely to find a familiar face running by. Here, runners emphasize getting out of the gym and into nature.
So that's something you cannot get on an inside treadmill, even though they might show you a screen of trees as you're running through. But yeah, being out in the creation and this beautiful world, I think, can only be helpful to training.
Flagstaff has more to offer than just trails. The city's 7,000-foot elevation draws runners from around the world.
You develop more red blood cells, and so that is conducive to being able to pump oxygen to your muscles, which is helpful for running fast.
According to a 2015 study from Indiana University, high elevation training increases oxygen intake in runners, helping them breathe easier. But Barnes says Flagstaff running is about more than science.
The goal really is just to enjoy it and to use my talent to be grateful and to, share that with others and share in the experience.
Schultz is continuing to compete in Flagstaff, while Barnes is preparing for the USA Track and Field National Championships in Des Moines, Iowa, from July 25th to the 28th. Live in the newsroom, Kyla Wilcher, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, a look at an especially serious citrus disease and its potential impact on the state, and how to avoid getting bitten by a rattlesnake and what to do in the event of a bite. That's on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, the latest on flooding in Louisiana, plus anticipated ICE raids on immigrants. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
How do you get 2,000 people to keep a secret?
A haunted town reckons with its darkest hour.
We will be loading you on rail cars. Enjoy the AC while you got it.
Bisbee 17 on POV.
All new tonight at 9 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
See this playset? There used to be a pickup truck sitting there, a truck I didn't use and didn't want. So I donated it to public television, and they took care of everything. In addition to supporting my favorite programs, I earned a tax deduction. Turn something you don't need into something you really want. Contact the Vehicle Donation Program.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
Your favorite PBS shows, ready to watch when you are. Anytime, any place. Find more ways to explore than ever before.
Arizona PBS celebrates Arizona history with a moment in time, made possible by